Hey everybody, I just want to make a quick video touch base just to provide some kind of straightforward conversation around where we're at, what we're doing. Want you to know that we are addressing this epidemic from a place of love, compassion, and optimism. We're coming at this from a place of science. We've been in consultation with direction from not only the federal government, but some specific directives from the governor's office relative to the work we do. We've had to synthesize information from the Medicaid office through NMRE and our own community health officials. So the decisions that we're making as an organization, the decision we make today might be different tomorrow. As you know, this is moving fast, but I am extremely proud of this organization, that we have been having these conversations, for a while now. We were one of the first organizations to say, hey, we're going to figure out sick time for COVID-19 before we knew how we were going to pay for it. But we knew it was the right thing to do. We knew childcare was important, so we were able to put that together. And even just to have a plan was, I'm proud of that. We are now being asked from other organizations that are like us because we're a little bit ahead of the curve and making decisions that have to be thought through with synthesizing lots of different information. So it's important to me that you all know of where we're coming from on all these decisions, because sometimes just an isolated or a decision or isolated to one perspective might seem odd or not appropriate, but I don't think anybody thinks that we're not coming at this from a place that is about caring for our staff, caring for our clients, and caring for the larger community. The story's going to be about how we came together as an organization, and how that lifted up this community. Over the last few years, we've been, in a lot of ways, doing things to prepare for what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. And over the next few weeks, we'll really define who we are for the next few years. I'm proud that we're doing the work that we're doing. We are challenged. In fact, we're obligated to bring optimism to this, to bring courage to this. We pedal in hope. That's who we are. That's what we do. That's what's defined this organization through some other challenges. And I know for certain that we will get through this as an organization. And I actually feel that we might come out stronger. We are leaning on each other. We are using everybody's expertise, and we are going to make it through. But we need to do it together. We need to come together as a team. I know that hope is the crux of who we are and what we do. I know that hope is our tagline, but it's never more true, hasn't been more true than I think what we're being challenged to tap into over the next few weeks. To be a little bit personal, this weekend I had a couple moments of hopelessness, but we can't give into that. That isn't what's going to help us get through this. So, the exec team and I, we've been talking daily. We're meeting every day. We're making decisions by looking at all those factors. And we need to have the courage to do what might seem like an overreaction, because we'll never know the impact of the decisions we're making, how many lives we're saving, how we are helping support the healthcare, public health system. We are part of that system. We are healthcare workers. We are in the middle of this. We are struggling with our own epidemic, our own addiction epidemic. And granted, the country hasn't responded to our epidemic the way they are this for lots of reasons. But at the end of the day, we are part of it. And we are being called to do things that are uncomfortable and unprecedented. As a dad of 2 grade school kids, and I know lots of you can relate, those are tough conversations. Those are challenging conversations. And so the thing that I keep standing on is that there is a narrative of this country that I've always believed in, that's actually guided me professionally, that we come together. And that's how the greatest things happen. When I was 17 years old, we had a statewide speech contest, and the theme that year was why I'm proud of America. And my 17-year-old brain at that time honed in on volunteerism and locking arms and getting through crisis. And I understood that as a young man, and it's carried through into my professional life and how I operate and how I come to professional decision makings. And that's no different here. Our organization, as part of the larger ecosystem, is saying we can lean on each other. We can be there for each other, for our community, and we will get through this. Other generations have my dad's of a generation that, a lot of his peers were drafted. Our grandparents and grandparents have had to war. I remember being on a college campus when 9/11 happened, and not being sure if that was the end of life as we knew it. But we got through it. And things will forever be different, but we got through it. And in a lot of ways, I really believe that we could potentially be stronger for it, especially as an organization. The story will be about how we came together, how people showed up to work, how we put policies in place, and how we put procedures in place that kept people safe. And again, we'll never know the impact of that, and that's okay, because the narrative and what we believe is that we're doing the right thing. We're coming from a place of love and compassion. And you, our staff, you're the heroes. All the healthcare workers are the heroes in this. And so as restaurants close, as churches close, as gathering places close, we're still there. We're still on the front lines. And there's lots to do mechanically and operationally to make sure that we are, that we're still there for our community. And we're getting, direction again from the governor's office on how to do that. But our community needs us and is asking us. Our state is saying you need to stay open. But we're not unlike places like Goodwill and Safe Harbor that are safety nets for our community. As we struggle with our own vulnerable population, that vulnerable population is probably actually growing as we're feeling our own stress and anxiety. We know that it's having a huge impact on our community. And so for us to be creative, to be loving, to be innovative in how we engage with our community, this morning we're talking about setting up some online engagement and really just changing how we operate through this crisis. That's what's going to get us through. That's who we are as an organization. That's who we are as a community. And I'm proud to be, I'm so proud to be part of this organization that, as much as I don't want to be dealing with this, I'm proud that we can be and that we are. And I'm proud of our entire staff who, again, are heroes in that. I don't know how long this will last, couple of weeks, 8 weeks, but it is short term. We know that we'll get through this, and we know that the only way through it is to be there for each other. Life has changed. We used to be able to gather, for instance, churches. That was a place for comfort and for guidance for a lot of people. Getting together with our friends for happy hour, or for just sitting on the deck, just processing, like getting together with our chosen family. That's all changed. Now, in a lot of ways, we have each other. We have our ATS family. We have each other, and we need to lean on each other. Not literally, social distancing and all, but that's it. That's how we get through this. To support each other, to give space to each other's anxiety, knowing that we need to help each other, because those stresses and those anxieties, when they do come up, we know the only way through them is to lean into them and not let them be an excuse for lack of motivation, for hopelessness. We are in the business of hope, and that's what's going to get us through. So I'm not going to share specifics of what we're doing. It's happening too fast, and those updates will happen through email. But at least wanted to take a few minutes just to say I'm proud, immensely proud of all of our staff. I've just been heartened over the weekend about people showing up with thoughts and ideas and actions, and the things that we've been able to pull together in this short amount of time, and how we continue to be a leader for our community. And that's the story. That's how we get through. That's how we get stronger, and that's how we show love and compassion, which is the core of what we do. And so I applaud you. I love you, and I look forward to working with all of you over the next few weeks as we navigate this. Thanks.